Hello, I'm Richard Atherton. I'm here in Antwerp for Darefest on a fantastically sunny afternoon. Let me show you some of our surroundings. As you can see, an incredible view. I'm here to interview Jason Little about his book Lean Change Management and the Lean Change Management Workshop. Let me take you inside. Okay, welcome Jason.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So my first question, why did you write the Lean Change Management book and develop the Lean Change Management Workshop?
It was back in 2009. I was working for a large company, and I had one of those conversations with a director where he said, we don't want Agile to get in the way of our project success. And at the time, I was the values principles guy, so I said, well, there's only 4 values. Which ones do you want me to break to make this project work? And that kind of triggered a thought that there's got to be a better way to approach bringing Agile into an organization, because these beatings with the Agile stick isn't working. So I wrote a blog post with some ideas, and then over the years that evolved into a video series, and then eventually into a book that was written to take ideas from multiple disciplines and multiple areas so people can figure out how to build their own approach to change for the organization that they're working in.
Okay, and if you were to summarize Lean Change Management in 5 sentences, how would you do that?
Does it have to be 5 sentences, or can it be less, a little more lean?
As little as you like.
I think having lean in front of change management gets people who normally would take more plan-driven approaches to change to get them thinking about a different way to implement change. So it's intentional. How can we thin out some of the practices and processes that we use and move to more of a co-creation stance for implementing change? The workshop specifically, actually, it was Torsten Scheller's idea, who is one of the facilitators in Munich, and he sponsored the original book package and said, hey, why don't you do a workshop from this? And I went, cool, you just volunteered to organize one. So he organized a couple of them in Munich, and that's where it started. So we spend 2 days focusing on how change agents, regardless of what level they're at in the organization or what their title is, how they can help bring meaningful change into organizations.
So it's about co-creation and how to bring meaningful change to organizations.
Yes.
So in that context, if you could suggest 3 things that a change agent could take into their companies to change the culture of their company on Monday morning, what would those 3 things be?
Self-awareness, number 1, so be aware of your own biases. Some people, they're tied to their favorite change model, and often that can get in the way of bringing change in. Sometimes it's difficult if you have your own blinders and you can't really see what your biases are, but become aware of what your habits are, and take ideas from other communities or other models that might help your clients get to where they want to go. The second one is visualize the change. So that's a basic element of Agile, is put your work on the wall with sticky notes. Do the same thing with change work. Change work is a little bit harder because it's all in your brain. It's very difficult to visualize progress, but when you can actually visualize the things that are happening and then get people having conversations in front of that, that will go a long way into helping spread the change. The third one is simplify. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what model, method, framework, tool, whatever your belief is, it's largely irrelevant. At the end of the day, you're left with having meaningful conversations and facilitating meaningful conversations between people who are affected by the change. So don't lose sight of some of those simple things, and try not to overcomplicate it by, going into organizations and saying, well, complex adaptive systems theory says we should do this. Normal people don't care about that stuff. They care about what's important to them, why they need to do something for this change, what that something is, and how things are going to be different for them.
Okay, so self-awareness, visualization, and try not to overcomplicate it.
Yes.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.